Hello, and welcome back to Concert Critiques in Cars with Emily. So I'm really excited about this show. I had to go to New York to see it because this was the closest they had for this particular show. So the first opener was the Blackheart Procession, and the band opened with a guy sitting on a folding chair and playing the saw with a violin bow, so that was really cool. And then like the piano and light drums came in. It was a slow song. I wasn't a huge fan of the instrumentals except for the saw part. The saw part was amazing. And then eventually for the instrumental bridge, he went back to the saw. And so we had two different mics. So the first mic he sang with was like a TV show host mic, you know, that like really skinny one. And then when he was done using it before the instrumental bridge, he actually like folded it up like an antenna. And so once he got to the mic where he sat down, there was a lot of like echo or reverb. I don't really know what you guys call it, but yeah. So it was an interesting first song. Loved the saw. That was really cool. So then he put the saw away and took out a guitar for the next song, which was definitely more instrumentally heavy. And then in the pre-chorus, he kind of like, the tone changed for the singing, and so I really liked that change. That was really cool. And I also liked the instrumentals in the chorus overall. So then the third song had a short, quick feel at the beginning. I really liked the instrumental intro, and then they also had like cool lyrics in the first verse, as if love was like someone, like an individual. So that was really cool. After that, the drummer like got off of the drum kit and a new drummer came in, and it wasn't until the next song that I realized it was because the drummer was playing other instruments behind the drum set, and so I couldn't actually see the other drummer this song, but then the second song, you'll see. So for this particular song with this new drummer, they had an extended instrumental intro with and then like full instruments really kicked in. I really liked the guitar once the music like really kicked in. That was really cool. And then they had whole word repetition in the chorus, and I really liked that. I also liked the instrumental bridge, and like I guess it was the bridge / the ending. So yeah, so that song, I really liked that song. So then after that, that's when they introduced that the drummer was actually like now playing the stand-up bass. He was like, oh, we're gonna take out the stand-up bass for the song. And that's when I was like, oh, that's why they needed another drummer for these two songs. This song was like a really jazzy spy movie song. Like the instrumentals were for sure a jazzy spy film. The lyrics were really repetitive, and I wasn't a huge fan of the chorus, but it got instrumentally heavy at the end, and so I actually really did like that part a lot. Then the original drummer came back, and that's when the lead singer thanked Modest Mouse, and also clicking in that the drummer for this band is the keyboardist for Modest Mouse. So that was cool that I don't know if it is his band or another band of his, or if he's just filling in for someone who couldn't be there that night, but that was cool. So then the next song, like the piano part and the instrumental intro, they had like a few rising notes, and so I really liked that. It really like caught my ear. So that was cool. Really repetitive lyrics, like maybe too much so, but then he backed up from the mic to sing the lyrics at the end, so that was a cool effect, which made me think of the Something Corporate show, which was not as cool, but this one was more effective and only for like 2 or 3 lines, so it worked. Anyway, so then after that they pulled the saw back out. It's a really cool instrument. It was cool to see, and so that was really neat. And then the drummer took out maracas and a soda can filled with stuff, so that was kind of cool too, just to see different instruments. I really liked the first chorus, or the lyrics in the first chorus, but the repetition, so the repetition on the mic, like the echo on the mic, was so much. It was like he would sing an entire line and then the entire line would repeat. So that was like a lot of echo, and it kind of took away from the song and the lyrics. But I did like the bridge and the lyrics, and like the bridge, or whatever, the third verse bridge. Yeah. So then Modest Mouse came out, and I'm super excited because they were playing Good News for people who love bad news in full. And so they walked out to the horn intro. So at that point there was no live horn. And then they played World at Large. Love this song. So great to see. They changed the pace in the second verse. Lots of changes. They also changed the pace in the third verse twice, like distinctly twice. So that was really cool. And then the instrumentals got like really heavy for the instrumental bridge, which was fantastic. Super fun to see that. Yeah, just like fantastic overall. Then after that, they played Float On. They changed the pace in the first verse, and he also changed the way he sang the chorus, which I liked. Okay, so for Float On, if you have the original booklet for like the CD, which I have, the part after we were both fired on exactly the same day, according to the lyrics, is that we were going to quit anyway, right? So we both got fired on the exact same day, we were going to quit. But that's obviously not the recorded version, and so every time I see the song, I kind of am hoping that they'll change it, but I'm pretty sure this is the first time that they actually changed the lyrics at that part, so that was really exciting. So cool to see. There was a guitar change in the instrumental bridge, and I really liked the instrumentals there. And then they definitely changed the pacing of the chorus in like the repeated part of the chorus. So then comes Ocean Breathe Salty. Now Ocean Breathe Salty, at another Modest Mouse show, a different one, I had heard that they don't play that song on the East Coast. And I have never seen it at any of their shows. And so I was so excited that they were pretty much guaranteed to play this song. Been waiting a really long time to hear it, so it was fantastic. Definitely changed the bridge at the end, and I love that part of the song, so the fact that it was like had changes was it was just so good. So then after that, they played Dig Your Grave. Definitely had a hard time understanding the lyrics, but that kind of goes with the territory of that song. But I do think he added some words at the end. And if you've gone to that particular show that I went to, or if you've gone to other shows on the tour and something similar happened, let me know, because I'm pretty sure that it did. So then after that, they played Bury Me With It. There were some subtle changes in the verses. The last verse was really cool. And then so was the last chorus. The instrumentals, okay, so for the last chorus, the instrumentals just like dropped. And then he sang like the rest of the song. So that was really cool. I really liked that effect. So after that, they went into Dance Hall, which like such a cool song to see live. It's so fun. And like even the lead singer was dancing around with his guitar during like instrumental, like the more instrumental parts of it. So that was really cool and fun to see. And again, like he just seemed like he was so into the song, which maybe that just calls for that level of energy, so you can't really like be below that. But either way, super fun song to see live. And then at the end, he definitely like changed the pace a little bit. It was more of like a like talking more so than like actual singing, so that was cool too. And then I'm pretty sure there was a difference in the guitar before the end. So again, lots of cool changes. Really like that song. So then the banjo came out for Bukowski. Definitely love this song, and I'm gonna have to go back and listen to it, but I'm pretty sure they changed the lyrics for the part about who would want to be a control freak. I'm pretty sure it's control freak both times, but this time they changed it to so damn controlling. So yeah, the first time, but not the second time. Then the second time it was normal. They also changed the pacing for like the pre-bridge or the third verse. And then there was like, okay, so then it comes to that instrumental breakdown after that part. And it was so amazing that it gave me the chills. And so the girl next to me was like, oh my gosh, that just gave me the chills. And I was like, stop it. I was like, I literally was just about to say that. And I wrote it down, like, oh my gosh, like it just gave me the chills. Like it's so, it was just so good. Like, I don't know why. I don't know what it was about that breakdown in particular, but it was like so amazing. And then they changed the pacing when the build-up came back in, so that was cool. Again, I love that song, and it was super fun to see live. So then after that, it was the Devil's Workday, and the tuba came out, so that was cool. So they actually had like a live horn. And so yeah, so that was cool. I really liked the banjo between like the lyrics, so between verses and choruses. It was really impressive how he played the banjo. And then he changed how the second verse and chorus were sang, and then there was a change in the bridge, at least I think. And then some changes to the pacing of the chorus after that. So that was pretty cool. Yeah, oh, and then definitely at the end, the ha-ha-has were changed for sure. So yeah, so lots of cool changes. Again, a great follow-up to that song, which I know is the album, so I can't really like be picky about that, but it really, I mean, the order of this album is very good. So after that is The View. I love this song so much. Definitely pacing changes in the verses. There were so many subtle little changes. It was awesome. There was some part where repetition in the pre-chorus, pacing changes in the bridge. I'm pretty sure he added words between We Are Fixed, which was cool, and I've seen that before. So yeah, so that was cool. I liked that. So, and then I just love that song. So it's always good to see that song live. After that was Sat in a Coffin. He stuck his pick on the center of his forehead because I think the banjo came back out. And so, yeah, it just kind of chilled there. And then, okay, so for this set, there were two percussionists. So there was like the drum kit, like a normal, like you would think of, right, all the drum cymbals, bass, drum, all that. But then there was also another percussionist who had just like fun things like cowbells and tambourines, and this particular time for this song he had a bucket, right? The stomping was pretty cool. So that was awesome. Yeah, and then definitely like some interesting instruments were out of there after this song, so that was cool. Yeah, I'm pretty sure he paid. Oh, so there was another pacing change in the bridge, and then also the lyrics at the end of the bridge were definitely like different, so that was cool. And then more changes for the chorus after the bridge, and then after that he thanked the guy who taught him how to play the banjo, who was actually at the show, so that was cool. And you know, definitely interesting that this particular song made him think to stop and thank him. So I wonder like if this was maybe like a more significant song about the banjo being played, or maybe, I don't know. So that was just cool. So after that they played Blame It on the Tetons. The bassist played some instrument, I don't know what it is, for the start, like to open the song. It looked like a mini piano, did not sound like a mini piano, and he was definitely pedaling his feet the entire time he was playing it, so that was cool. It was like fun to see a different instrument that you don't get to see all the time. Really great song to see live. Subtle changes in the chorus before the third verse, so that was cool. Love the lyrics and the verses of the song overall, just so clever, and just, it was so good to see live. And then instrument and pacing changes were made at times during the bridge, so that was always good. So after that they played Black Cadillacs. Oh, man. It's a fantastic song to see live, because you know, it starts slow and then all of a sudden has this like big build up. So great. But then of course, like right after that build up came, he was like, stop. And so they stopped, and there was a medical emergency. The guy was like 2 people away from me. And so they like made sure he was okay, but his wife was like trying to get him to stay, and finally everyone around us was like, no dude, we like, the security guard, we were like, you gotta get him out of here, man. He's just not, like, he's standing and nodding his head, but he's not, like, you gotta get him out. So unfortunately they started the song over, but the security was still like trying to get him out, so that was really distracting. I honestly didn't even know if they restarted the song or not until someone else in the crowd told me, oh yeah, they restarted the song, and I was like, oh, okay, like that's bad that so I was disappointed because like I personally was pulled out of it and really like unfocused during the restart. The first start was amazing, and then once I got back into it, it was amazing, so like that was fine. But I really loved the lyrics, and again, maybe the second, maybe the third verse, at that point I lost track. And then they changed the pace in that part, which was really cool too. So then after that, they played One Chance. Honestly, I kind of forgot about this song, but it was super fun to see live. And then like the lyrics get really fast at that point. Like it was great. It was really cool. And then after that, they ended this part of the set with The Good Times Are Killing Me. Really great song to see live. Loved the instruments during the bridge. They sounded different. And then definitely changed some of the pacing stuff at the end. So yeah, it was like a really fun album to see from front to back. Like definitely one of those albums that is like ingrained in my brain. So yeah, it was really, really cool. So then he was like, all right, we're gonna take a 10-minute intermission between the album and the non-album stuff. And so when they came back, he had changed into a different suit, and he came out with like a little balloon hat, and he was like, my daughter made this for me, but I popped it as I was trying to get it on. He was like, there were definitely some lessons learned. So that was cute, that, you know, and then he put it on the mic stand, and then eventually he tried to put it on his guitar. So it was cute. Recognized the song immediately, but don't know the name of it. There's definitely like a quick short feel in the instrumentals and the lyrics, so that was like a good thing to come back out to. And then I really liked the transitions between the lyrics, so that was a good one. After that, they played Satellite Skin. Literally love this song so much. I really like the lighter instrumental start to this song. And then it gets followed up and it gets a little bit like heavier, but that like initial start was really, really good. So then after that, they played Third Planet, which literally is the perfect follow-up for Satellite Skin. Love this song. Love the instrumentals between the verses and the chorus is just so good. Definitely had some pacing changes in the chorus. And like then even like, so those were more subtle, but then towards the end they were like massive changes, so that was amazing. After that, they played a song, I want to say it's Found a Way Out. I don't know if that's accurate, but that was the lyric that was repeated the most. It has a lot, I recognized it, I just don't know the name. Definitely had like that longer instrumental intro, and then it was like a quick instrumental drop, and then it filled up with the lyrics, so that was cool. I really liked that. And then he kind of paused and he was like, I'm trying to think of something meaningful to say and I can't, and yeah, so that was like, I don't know, weird maybe, funny, I don't really know. They didn't really talk a lot, so the fact that like when he finally did take a minute to talk, he couldn't really think of anything to say. So the next song, I recognized, again, don't know the name, I'm so sorry guys. It started with like a less instrumentally heavy start. It was a low point for me just because it definitely wasn't one of my favorites. Wouldn't have picked it for an encore song. Oh, and then like towards the end, like slash middle, towards actually honestly pretty much the whole song, everything seemed really loud, and like you could tell that the like drummer and the percussionist were like banging on the drum, which like is fine. Listen, you know, it's definitely a song that maybe calls for that, but it was just like too loud, and it just, I don't know, it was the low point, and I'm sad that it happened at all, but it did. So then he took the banjo back out, and again, I recognized it. Like When It All Went Wrong maybe is the lyric title of that one, but again, that's just the lyric that is most said in that song. And again, I wouldn't have picked that particular song, but I do like the lyrics and the verses, so yeah, and then it was fun to see live because they made the bridge like really like kind of like instrumentally heavy, so that was cool. But again, it wouldn't have been my pick. So then after that, They played another song I recognized with a short, quick feel of the lyrics. I really liked the chorus to that one as well, and it was cool to see live, and like the second verse was so good, and I really liked the bridge to that song, so that was a good choice. Definitely picked me right back up. And then the last song was like that really like short, quick, everyone knows it, was freaking out that they played it. It's a really instrumentally heavy and fast song. It's like basically just a lot of instruments, and then they sing like one line of like lyric, and then lots of instruments, and then one line. So yeah, so that was like a super fun song to see live, and a super fun way to end the show. Man, all right, so the Blackheart Procession was actually pretty cool. You know, a lot of their lyrics didn't necessarily grab my attention, but yeah, overall, like, using the saw was amazing. Like, that's definitely not like heard of that often. So that was really cool. Modest Mouse, I mean, the album part was like super amazing. Really love Satellite Skin and Third Planet on the encore, but honestly, other than those two songs, I personally wouldn't have picked any of the other ones. But I know, like, I don't know, it's hard because I obviously, that part of the show, the album part was definitely like a 10 out of 10. It was amazing. It was so fantastic. I loved every second of it. I wish Black Cadillacs hadn't been ruined by that medical emergency, but it was good. Before it, definitely, I don't know. It's like hard because the one part was just that great, and then the other parts were great and okay. All right, I think I'm going a solid 9.0 on this one. Again, like, the opener was really cool. They did a lot of cool things. The saw was amazing, but again, there were definitely some lower points in that set. And then unfortunately for Modest Mouse, the encore just didn't really do it for me. It did not do it, but just didn't really do it. So yeah, so let me know what you think. Did you go to that particular show? Or did you go to another one on the tour? Did you want to go? Like, subscribe, comment, and I will see you guys next time. Bye!